Guys, deluded. And now I've been wondering this for a while now. Like, the older I get, the more. Well, I've always been big on individualization, if that's a word, and in specific terms. If I'm a football team, for instance, people, and I don't know, I have a striker, and I might be able to. Obviously, the collective would be to do training with the team and all of these sort of things and improve everybody. But imagine if I gave an hour, 45 minutes, or half an hour to that striker and helped him with certain runs he made, or when to make a run, or how to switch up his runs, his finishing, whether that be from long range, close range, headers, instinct, whatever. If I worked individually with him, and then we come to match day now, and the team, obviously, he'd still be working with the team, and what we've been worked on has benefited him. Like, how do you quantify if it's been a success or not then? Because I look at my own coaching session. I'm sure a lot of aspiring coaches and coaches already wonder how much time do they give to the collective, the team, versus an individual. And they do overlap, so there's no right or wrongs in this debate, people. So like I said, even if I look back at my coaching days, well, my days being coached playing football, I look at it as that my coach Darren, obviously we used to train with everybody, but at times he might take the back four or five, including the keeper. We'll do little drills, shuffling to one side, shuffling to another. One pushes up, you fill in the space. Defending out when we're outnumbered, he'll get some attackers and things. He would work on me at back post because obviously tall people get pinned to the back post. I'd have to try and win headers against someone triple my height them times essentially. These little things that pay off on a match day. So now when you go into a match day now, obviously the back five, we essentially know what we need to do, when it needs to be done, when someone needs to make a run and all of these things. Because of that work, we're now able to provide better support to the midfield because we're sweeping up defensively. So now the midfield can do the most glamorous bits of the game, setting up the strikers, so now the striker could score. So you see how it benefits people. So I've always wondered, like, how much time do you give to the collective versus the individual? I just would like to say, yes, an individual can spend an hour or whatnot practicing his crosses and things like that. But I see both sides of the debate, I guess I'm saying, people, because I look at it, football, for me, I've always said this, you have one team and then you have three sub-teams. You have the attackers, you have the strikers, and you have the defenders. And then it all interlaps and becomes engined a fine engined oiled machine, or whatever they're saying is. Like, you see what I'm saying? Because obviously if you do team drills and stuff, yeah, the team will get the systems and the tactics and whatnot and things like that, and you do need to do that. I'm not saying we put that away. That needs to be done. Everybody, we need freedom within a framework. Everyone needs to play a certain way or do a certain things a certain way. But how much is that? How much of that is beneficial? How much of that is counterproductive? Versus of if I did what I just said to you guys, like what my coach did, worked with the defenders and the keeper, worked with the midfielders positionally and tactically, worked with the runs of strikers, and you did that for all three. And then obviously you do your team drills with each other, with everybody. Then on a match day, you see the benefits. You see your fullback, one covering and one going and supporting the midfield. The midfield then see that run because you've worked with it. They play him in. The striker, as the ball's crossed in, a striker, for instance, he's being marked as the ball's being crossed in. People, he's being marked by the opposition. He's checked in to make a run for the defender, like I've told you guys if we worked on the training ground. And then he's made a different sort of run and he slapped it in. Three different individual members of three different sub teams, like I gave you guys an example, combined it to benefit the collective, which is the whole team, and we've scored a goal that we've worked on. So clearly you need to do both. I mean, I'm not asking you guys that. Clearly you need to do both. Clearly you need to be mixed and matched and things. But as I get older, as myself, I'm have more emphasis on individuality. Even if we look at Arsenal, yes, the whole squad will benefit from learning how to defend, from whether it's pressing from the front to defensively. They will learn that. They need to learn that. They need to benefit from that. But if you take that back five, I don't know, Mustafi, Socrates, Bellerin, and whoever in goal, you take that, you work with them, you teach them when one fullback goes, the other goes, or both. When both go, the centre halves do certain other things, or the keeper does certain other things. How much would they benefit from that? Because then you'd slap in a competent and consistent and another C that's important, a confident back five that will rub off on the midfield. So I do have to wonder. Like, I don't know how to put it into words, people. Like, clearly you need to do both. Clearly you need to find time for both. And obviously if you're a grassroots coach and you're only getting an hour a week and then on a match day, it's only so much you can do in regards to this. Obviously if you're an academy coach or in an environment where you don't where you've got a lot of time on your hands or can devote a lot of time to coaching and possibly having additional sessions and stuff, then you're in luck and it can benefit. I mean, Darren used to do both sessions for us. We'd have individual, we'd have physical, and we'd have collective ones, to be fair, because yeah, we used to get homework as well, essentially. I mean, probably that's when the switch went off in my head that, yeah, DG, you got an eye for football, to be fair. But I don't know. I guess I don't know what I'm asking you guys. Like, I guess more than anything, I'm thinking out loud, because I do see a great benefit of working on phases of play, for instance, with the whole team. But I see an even greater benefit of if you were to split them into 3 sub teams, because how many look at Sterling. That individual training helped benefit him. Okay, you might say shooting is still not that good, but it's improved him to go and get goals and double figures, and it's given him confidence to go and get double figures and help City win the league. Obviously, if you were to do a drill where Sane, Mahrez now, Sterling, all of them have to be in it together, they might all benefit, and at the end of the day it's all training. But what Sane might need might be completely different from Sterling, might be different from Mahrez. What Mahrez would benefit from could be completely different from who's in the midfield, Gundogan or Fernandinho, for example. Do you get what I'm saying? And I'm now gone into the collective if we're training from a collective point. So yeah, I guess it's just a battle of power, a battle for time and power in regards to this. If you're a coach that has to work a normal life and only has an hour training session a week, I guess it's almost an impossible job. But I don't know, man. I guess, like I said, I guess I'm thinking out loud more than anything, people, man. But I do have to wonder, like, how much focus do you give to individuals versus the collective, or how much do you give to the collective versus the individuals, or how much, if you were to divide them, as quite rightly, how much time do you divide to both? You can't exactly say 50-50, because it's not. It's going to take more time teaching individuals, because you then factor in people learn